Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. I see you, Dawn. Slick J Adams. Good morning. Come on. Come on. You're listening to the book of Dawn. Good morning. You're listening to the book of Dawn. This morning. You're listening to the book of Dawn. Good morning. You're listening to the book of Dawn. Are you ready for the truth? And nothing but the truth, so help you, Dawn. She's bringing it to you every weekday at 9 in the morning. So if you wanna hear the real, this is what you gotta do. Just log on and listen to Dawn speak her mind. You're listening to the book of Dawn in the morning. You're listening to the book of Dawn this morning, morning. You're listening to the book of Dawn this morning. You're listening to the book of Dawn. You're now tuned in to Dawn. Oh, sexy Dawn.
What's standing for the black people?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sunshines.
Good morning.
Good morning, nephew Ron.
Good morning, TT.
Good morning, Mary Q. She didn't turn her mic on. That's okay. Good morning, sunshines. It's the same Dawn.
How's you good, Mary?
Good morning, Mary Q.
Good morning.
Nephew put you on silence. Huh?
Yes.
Good morning, sunshines. It's the same Dawn, a brand new page, same OG, brand new page in the Book of Dawn. Thank you for tuning in weekdays, every weekday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. We broadcast live from the What's in It for the Black People Media Studios. Honestly, we broadcast live from wherever we can get an internet signal, not internet, internet, black speak. I am in, is that me with the feedback? Probably, huh?
Probably what you hear.
I heard myself talking, but I think it was me.
You're good to go.
Oh, I'm good. Okay. What was I saying? We broadcast live from wherever the heck we can get an internet signal. I said internet because I said it in my black voice. And guess where I met y'all? I mean, y'all know, but you guess like you don't know. Where do you think I am? I'm in Alabama. Roll Tide, roll.
Come on with the roll, Tide, roll.
Yeah, I'll be here all week. The baby girl is graduating from college on Saturday. So I have been drinking a lot of this with a lot of this. You know what this is? Pedialyte.
Okay.
I've been drinking
that
this.
That means you turning up down there.
That's exactly what that means.
Baby girl said when I got here Monday, she said, Mommy, we're going to go out. And I said, okay, what are we doing? She said, we're on a bender. I said, we had a bender? She said, no. I said, what the heck is a bender? She said, we've been drinking for 2 weeks. I said, glad I bought the Pedialyte. I've already run out, just so y'all know. Then Papa Milhouse says, y'all know it's Derby weekend. I said, what that mean? He said, it's a brown liquor bourbon weekend. I said, Jesus. Dear God and my liver, I'm sorry now.
You can handle it.
I'm gonna do it for the team. One time for the squad, okay? So look, Pedialyte, nephew, remember I told you Pedialyte before to turn up, water during, Pedialyte as soon as you get home after.
I'm taking notes.
Okay, not Gatorade. Gotta stay healthy. I'm T minus how many days? T minus how many days to the big 55, to the speed limit, the old speed limit birthday?
Well, like how many days? Is it like 13?
Like not even 13. 7, 10. 10 days.
10 days.
Yeah.
10 days?
10 days.
10.
No, 10. Listen, it is Who's That Girl? And today we have the one and only my sister friend Juan Teague, and she'll be popping in right after the break at 9:30. And she's going to tell us about her experience in the hospitality industry and how she has parlayed that into her own business. While she still has clients, she definitely has branched out, created festivals, really works. She and I have a love of music and live music, so we cross paths often in the music game. She also has a club that was opened right at the start of the pandemic, and I'm going to ask her if she still is working with that club. She does a lot of development too as well. It was really difficult for me to choose if I wanted her on a Woman Crush Wednesday or for the Culture Thursday, because she kind of she swings between both, as many of them do, but really Juan definitely has a passion for the community, for her community, and making certain that there's equitable representation of businesses, women in business, and things to do for children, so that we don't keep traveling down the journeys that we see every day that break our hearts. So we're going to talk to Juan Teague after the 9:30 break. Mary, you go ahead and give me your weather, but I bet you mine sounds just like yours. What y'all doing up there, barbecuing?
No, not at all. We have 48
What?
degrees today,
What?
and it's super cloudy with a high of 51.
No way. I thought the thing said it was going to be nice all week.
No way.
It's Chicago.
Niceness returns on Friday. Friday we have the sun. Tomorrow we have rain. It's springing all over the place over here.
Okay, so it's the city of all seasons. That's the new hashtag.
City of all seasons.
This is why I hate spring.
Don't hate spring.
But spring makes everything so pretty.
Spring, you can't hate spring. Yeah, if you don't, without the spring, you don't get. Oh God, it's so intentional. Bookmark that in your head and remember that you said that, okay? Because when I tell you
spring,
yeah, and what Mary said, spring makes everything grow. And then wait until you hear my two things, and then we're gonna do that same thing, except I'll be here doing it, and y'all will be there doing it, and it'll be like, wow, how did she pick that? But you know how God works, right? So guess what today is? National Denim Day. Y'all know I love me a good denim jacket and a good pair of jeans. I know I call it denim, and I know y'all call it jeans or blue jeans, but it technically is denim. You know, Chicago people.
So Mary is definitely denim down today, Dawn. Put yourself on screen.
See?
Here I am.
See? And Dawn doesn't have on denim, even though it's my daughter keeps the temperature in here at about 65. I think she misses home. So I probably at some point will put on my denim jacket, but Dawn has on pajama bottoms and a Robin Patrice t-shirt. Don't be salty. Don't be salty.
Wow, that's a Robin Patrice.
Shout out to ROBB.
Nice.
And let me tell you the funny part about don't be salty, because y'all about to be salty when I read you this weather, okay? The weather today, it's currently 72 degrees and partly cloudy. The high is going to reach 86 degrees. There is 1% chance of rain, amen? And lots of sunshine. I might be I might be brown skinned when I come home, and you can't be mad. How about that part? You see my Eddie Murphy dance? I got some ice cream.
You saying you're gonna be matching us? You're gonna be matching us when you come back?
I'm sure in the hell gonna try. That's part. I'm gonna try to get at least a peanut butter brown shoe. I put on some shorts yesterday. It was 89 degrees yesterday. I put on some shorts and was like, I need lotion or a tan or to put jeans back on. So I realized I was typing paper white. Y'all know what typing? Y'all don't know what typing paper is because y'all don't have typing classes. Did you have typing classes?
I know what printing paper is.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, well that was typing paper because we learned. Have you all ever used a typewriter?
Yeah.
I used one for fun. It was at the library on 79th and Racine, 76th and Racine.
So you never had to. Oh, you learned keyboard and computer.
Yes.
ASDF. Okay. All right. It is also for you too. Great poetry reading day. Since both of you are a poet, I thought that's good. That was something that would inspire you to write a little bit more. And last but not least, one of my favorites, it's Superhero Day.
Yeah.
Yes. Who's your favorite superhero? Nephew?
Flash.
Okay. Is that like Black Panther?
Heck no.
Oh.
Flash,
Dang,
the
dog.
fastest man alive.
Oh, okay. What's his what I gotta look. I gotta Google that. Mary, what's your favorite superhero?
Uh, I have Rogue of the ladies, Rogue,
Okay.
Catwoman. They're all like in yeah. And then for the guys, I think I like Gambit. I like cool characters. I like cool characters that sit back against the wall, maybe smoke a cigarette. Is that bad? Like they're just like I don't know if y'all know Gambit out there or like Batman.
I
got a
know
little bit of
Queen's
cool to
Gambit.
him.
I know Queen's Gambit, the TV show, because y'all know
Right. Chill.
everything. All roads lead back to TV for me.
They all
Who's my
chill.
favorite superhero? In real life, my favorite superhero is Barbara Cynthia Frazier, aka my mommy. She's a real life superhero.
Aw.
In real life, second choice, my superhero would be Teflon Dawn. I'm gonna post a picture of her later since it's Superhero Day. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of my alters, right? And then I think in TV land, movie land, who's my favorite superhero? Oh, the Bionic Woman. Is she a superhero? No, she's like
Yeah, you can throw her in there.
Okay.
Who is the bionic woman?
Google her. She was the
I'll Google her
superhero.
while you Google the Flash, because you not knowing who the Flash is, TT, is wild.
Okay, so let me come up with another one. Is Wonder Woman too?
No, you can. Wonder Woman is okay.
Okay, because I can be Wonder Woman then.
I also like Harley Quinn.
I've heard that name. I've heard that name. Yeah. So that's in Batman, right?
Which is actually a villain. She's not a superhero.
I think all of them are like they tread the line. All of my superheroes tread the line. They do.
Hey, we got some birthdays today, and because something in life didn't want me to be great, I couldn't say yesterday's birthday, so I have to say today's birthdays. I missed y'all. Did y'all miss me? Because what had happened? Monday, I got shut down. Tuesday, I was just MIA, and then I heard Brother May say, "Is she live broadcasting or is she in?" Can I tell y'all, my lips was like this. I literally wanted to log into his show and say, and if you don't like it, that's what I wanted to do.
Oh, dear.
But I'm gonna do the birthdays. Can we play the birthday song so I can say happy birthday yesterday to my brother Stephen Hendricks, aka Browns? Oh wait, y'all, that's the train. Hold on, this the train. Hold on, my baby lives by a train track. Y'all hear the train?
Yes.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Choo choo. 25 more seconds. The 5 o'clock in the morning train will shake your entire being, okay? And so for the next train, I think it come on the halves of the 20s. I'll make sure I find the mute button. Anyway, happy birthday, Brownskin. My brother, Stephen Hendricks. We call him Brownskin Steve because, Mr. Hendricks had a lot of kids. Had 2 kids named Stephen, 2 kids named Craig, 2 kids named Raymond. One of them light, one of them dark. It's Brown.
Why would you do that?
But he know what it is. He don't want to go on Maury Povich. Happy birthday, Robert Johnson. Happy birthday, Tanya Bennett. My Torian sister, LD Ellis, Lee Wag Jr., R.T. Pittman, Naja Shuckard, and today's birthday is Nosa. Happy birthday, Nosa. Happy birthday, Yorlin Salas, Savara Cruzat, Alan King. Y'all know DJ Alan King from The Chosen Few, and Larry Cross, the homie Cross. That's what we call him. You know you're so cool when people just call you by your last name. Happy birthday, Cross from the Book of Dawn. I love y'all. It's Taurus season in real life. Word of the day. Word of the day is a verb from the 17th century Latin origin. It is crepitate. Sounds creepy, right?
Crepitate.
Spelled Crepitate. Crepitate.
It's a verb.
It's a verb. It means to make a crackling sound. In a sentence, I would say I don't know if I was more afraid of the dark streets in Tuscaloosa at night or the noise that the branches made as they crepitated underneath my feet. Spooky. Yeah, like, you step on something and that noise. And you get scared of your own shadow at that point. That's crepitate. Use that in a sentence, Mary, nephew.
The crepitate from the spinal cord
Oh, when you crack your back.
was
Jeez.
was an eerie noise to hear.
When you crack your back, that's a crepitate, ain't it? Mary.
Yeah, right.
Well, I
My
thought
soul,
mine.
my
I
soul is to crepitate like crushing leaves under the foot of fall.
Think of the
oh,
poet. It is
did the,
poetry
did
day.
the poet on Poetry Day? Okay.
But speaking of your brothers, I don't want to lose this. When you was
Okay.
talking about the guy who had two of each like name
Yeah.
for his children,
Yeah.
my little brother was in school with two kids who had the same father, right?
Oh,
From
geez.
two different women,
Oh,
but they
sure.
both had the same name. He named them both the same thing, but
Disrespectful.
they went to the same school, like they were in the same grade.
That's kind of bogey. Don't you
He was
think that's a little bogey
That was
schmo?
the wildest thing I had ever heard.
And did they know it?
They knew it. They knew they were brothers. Like they talked about they were cool with each other.
Was it any
They were like
baby
real
mama
brothers.
drama?
I guess if they're going to the same school, it can't be that much drama.
I feel like I heard the story. Did they make the news some kind of a way?
I'm not sure. But
Was it all in private school on the east side, like by Stony Island?
nah, it was at my school. It was on in Stagg, Amos Alonzo Stagg.
Oh, you went to Stag?
Yes.
You talking about Stag in the hundreds?
No, I'm talking about Stagg on 74th and Morgan. The
Oh,
hood.
I'm like, okay, because that was not in your area, but yes, okay. Amos Alonso, did you give us his whole freaking name? You gonna have to do the
You gotta be
bell.
proud. You gotta be proud of that.
Okay. That's not your superhero, though.
Heck
How about that?
no.
It's so much news and so many stories that I would like to get into. I just want to ask anybody that went to college or high school, what's your favorite memory of high school or college? Mary, nephew, what's your favorite memory of college?
Favorite memory of college.
Yeah, what's your favorite college memory? We're talking about graduation. So what is your favorite collegiate memory?
And
Let me see.
we can't include graduating.
Well, that's the culmination of it. What happened in the process? Like, what moment is just forever etched in your brain as, oh, I remember that type thing?
I think just my whole living on college campus experience.
I
Because
think that is so important.
I only did it for one semester.
I think it's whether it's in your city, in a suburb near your city, or out of state. I think it's one of the most valuable things that you can do. Not that you can't be successful without it, but I believe it adds such a great value to the growing into yourself.
Yeah, because even though I went to Chicago State and I was still in the city, it was really like a whole different world living on campus. It was
Look,
like
a whole new world.
it was like really shut out from Chicago.
Yeah. And it gave you a different kind of world perspective.
Yeah,
Than your friends who didn't.
because everybody who was staying on campus were from other out of state.
Yeah, so they brought their experiences.
Yeah, everybody who stayed on campus were either like on a sports scholarship or something like that. So they were from out of town. They were white or foreign.
That was
Yeah.
definitely the best for me, just being away from home. And I was in California, so that was like a lot of beach life, and all of my roommates were crazy. So it was all about the experience of people.
Tiffany said for her it was doing presentations. She felt like she was on top of the world.
Yeah, because first of all, you work so hard to get them done, and then you have to actually do it. because you're being graded on it, but it gives you life skills that, again, not to say that if you don't go away to college, you can't be extremely successful. I'm just saying for me, and why it was important for you to make sure my kids went, was because the learning curve for me was so different and so diverse, being taken out of my comfort space, with my mother on the ready dial, and and some of them, you know what I'm saying? So I just,
you have to feel your legs up under you.
Yeah. You absolutely
feel where what gives you wobbly knees, and where you're walking straight and where you're falling down, for sure.
Yeah. And Mary, I think that's where you learn to embrace your inner hippie. In real life.
Because when I came back home, they were like, "What's wrong with you? Like, you soft. Right. You are so soft. Like, and stop talking like that." And I was talking way different then, but they were like,
"You were such a valley girl. Oh my God.
Who are you? Like,
bring
our Mary back. Bring our Mary back." And then when I got into trouble out there, they were like, "Oh, okay, Mary's back." Oops.
Nephew. Mary came home like, "9210 or whatever." Whatever.
That's my like. I say like a lot.
Look at your shirt. I need that shirt.
Ain't it dope? Thank you, Robin Patrice. Don't be salty, cause they be salty, baby. Look, New Orleans voice, baby. They be salty. Hey, before I take a break, I want to remind everybody that tomorrow I'll be popping in for a minute, but y'all gonna have the Frazier gang get fresh crew mashup with Nephew Ron and Mary Q, and one of the funniest comedians that we all just became aware of when did we go? Friday? Was that last Friday?
That was Friday. Riddles Friday.
Yo, I don't know if it's factual, but is he Dick Gregory's nephew for real? Yeah. Did we ever verify that?
No, we didn't verify it.
We can tomorrow. Tomorrow.
So y'all go and follow, what is his comedian Mark Gregory, right? Can somebody put his joint in the thread? That man had us in literal stitches.
He was the only one who went on somebody in the audience, if y'all paid attention.
Which one? Who did he go on?
He went on. He went on a couple. Yeah.
Oh, when he starts talking about the Italian lady.
Yeah. And he went on the guy with the ponytail with the Bluetooth headphones.
Oh, because he called him his what do you call it? His mama's.
His auntie ponytail or whatever.
His auntie Wi-Fi. It's what the thing. The
Bluetooth. He had the Bluetooth with both of the earpieces.
Why did he have that? And he was only like 8.5.
Yeah,
like
he looked young.
Bro had on thing wrapped around. Let me tell Miss Juan we can hear. Put her on mute.
She's okay now. Yeah, she's okay.
Okay. He called. He said, "Did he have his mama's? You got your mama's Wi-Fi? Is that what he said to the brother?" Boy, the youngin had on, the baby couldn't have been but 21.5.7. He had the old school thing and wore it proudly inside the club. Where they do that at? Somebody didn't tell him right. Yeah, but he was hilarious, and he is going to be on the show tomorrow. I'm only going to pop in so that I can say happy birthday and tell y'all the weather again, and hopefully I'll be a slight shade browner when I do that, and then I'm gonna let the crew, the Get Fresh crew, go ahead and take it away. Y'all behave, and don't follow my petty lead tomorrow when I'm not there. Okay, just let me be Petty Pablo all by myself. Okay, Petty Pablo, Petty LaBelle, whatever you want to call it.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it. I got
it.
Did you
say Petty LaBelle?
I said Petty LaBelle.
I've never heard that one.
Petty Pablo. Yeah, all the words you can come up. Petty spaghetti, whatever you want to call me. That's one of my super. Yeah, Petty Pablo. But we're going to take a break because Juan and Only is ready to log in. We're going to take a break. Give us 2 or 3 minutes, and we'll be right back. This is the Book of Dawn. Stay with us, y'all. We miss you.
We do.
WIIFTBPM. WIIFTBP Media you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Sissy's Taco Bar Pop-Up is back with more hours and more days. Check them out at their new pop-up location at the Woodlawn, located 1200 East 79th Street. Sissy's Taco Bar offers authentic street tacos infused with international soul. Now every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Woodlawn from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. New vegan tacos have been added to the menu too.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality Black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe Black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20-piece. 'Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that glow on. Why you gotta look so good, with your hair done, nails done, when you put that glow on. Why you gotta look so good? I can look into you, not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. 'Cause you're so Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything you telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Damn, your body got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put your grown on. It's something about you.
When you wake it up straight out of bed, why you gotta look so good? Why I gotta look so good? In the club, why I gotta
Your
look so
part.
good?
She is jamming.
You know
Must
you
be that weather.
Your grown woman on. Woo! Lord have mercy. I'm
That's that
sweating.
weather, Ron. That's
That's
that
that
weather.
weather.
Be feeling it.
That's that pretty face, man. Somebody take a picture of that pretty face girl and send it to me, please. Welcome back. You're tuned into the book of Dawn, broadcasting really from Alabama, but technically from the What's in It for the Black People Media Studios. I am excited to finally have the one and only, y'all get it? One and only, the one and only on the Book of Dawn. I had to wait for so long. Every time I was gonna ask, Mr. Milhouse and Juan was working on a project, and then she was on May's show, and then I had to wait, and we had to cycle 30 days. I said, I'm gonna just be still, Lord. I'm just gonna be quiet, Lord. And then one day I'm gonna just jump. All you need is a corner. And then Sunday, I said, Wednesday. She said, Wednesday. I said, then you know what? Let's just jump in the deep end with reckless abandon. Welcome to the Book of Dawn. Finally, Juan, how are you?
Finally, I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for joining me and the Get Fresh crew. I call nephew and Mary Q the Get Fresh crew.
The Get Fresh. Okay,
yeah.
Got you.
Because they keep me in order. They like I'm the kid, right? Where they do that at?
Hey,
anyway,
you are a kid at heart. You are a kid at heart. Yes.
I am a big Toys R Us kid in real life. I wanted to have you on here, not that you need an introduction, but for those of you that don't know, Juan is Chicago's own West Side. She's a West South Sider.
Yes.
But so my questions for her will be interesting because I think her heart, she loves her community on the South Side, but I think her heart is still somewhere around Roosevelt or Madison or MacArthur's or something. Who knows? Right. But with 20 years in the hospitality and hotel industry, Juan has gone on to lead the Hard Rock, now closed Hard Rock Hotel. She's worked in every level of hospitality, management, event direction. She started her own company, One and Only Events. She parlayed that into working with specific venues, which I want to ask you about. That one joint that you opened and then the pandemic happened and you really couldn't do what you had intended there. She has now also jumped into the development game and is working on her first restaurant, and we're going to have her share that with us, in addition to sitting on various boards that help support our community in live entertainment, hospitality, gigs. I forgot two things. I forgot the festivals. She created a dope, and I can curse on this show, so I'm going to say it, dope ass festival right on the South Side, on 39th Street and the beach. I'm going to let her tell you about that, and hopefully we'll be able to do a small version of it this year. Maybe, hopefully. And then she has represented clients like Kanye West, the homies, Donovan McNabb, Def Jam, Dwayne Wade, on various projects from event planning to publicity, and making certain that they are bridged to equity in our community, in the communities that they represent. So without further ado, welcome again to the Book of Dawn, Wantique. Who's that girl? Wantique, she's that girl.
Yay. And you're that girl.
Thank you. So Juan, I don't know where to start, but let's start with just inspiration. What an inspiration you are to both communities and the entire community of women, grown women and young women, and future Juans and future people committed to our community. Tell me when people hear about Chicago, right? When somebody from out of town hears about Chicago, they say, "Oh, she from the West Side," and they clutch their pearls, because all they know or what they perceive is that it's just all devastation. And so can you share with a mom that might live in a not so happy space, a neighborhood that has challenges, or a young sister that may be listening or whose ears might hear this one day, can you share what kept you inspired to make sure you kept going to end up in the space you are, with the seat at the table that you have now, and giving back to the community that you left? Can you share that with us?
Yeah, I think the key thing is, I'm talking to a parent, is the parenting and building that foundation for your child. The crazy thing is that I just thought my family was rich, like super rich, right? Because of the richness that my parents provided me, right? And so what my mom did, and my dad basically worked, but what he did is made sure my mom was able to provide. And so what happened is she got involved with the teachers. Like the teachers, we couldn't play with the teachers because my mother didn't stand for it. And she stood behind the teachers, made sure we were doing our work. She also made sure that we were involved in things outside of the city. So she had us going to after school programs. During Christmas, we had to go and do caroling at senior citizen homes. So, pretty much and then we were heavily involved in church. I think the church community, we were more about getting a super transfer and going church hopping versus going to, like, I didn't know anything about clubs until my college and college and in my grown adult. And I think, you have the challenges in high school with peer pressure. And I think with my mom, they basically said, you are who you hang with. And so pretty much when I saw, I kind of stayed away from people who had the name brand stuff on, because those are things that you kind of side with, like, oh, it's more about name brand. But I end up clinging to my friends, and we're still friends to this day, that hung out in the counselor's office, and we were able to get opportunities. So with me, I guess it would say, as a parent, I would say, you think it's limited, but it's not. It's just you as the parent have to go and get the resources. And even when you're there wasn't times we wanted to go, but my mom forced us, basically, you're going. And so to this day, I'm thankful for that, because of course, as a child and a teenager, you didn't want to go, but now I understand why she forced us to go.
That's good stuff. I think it's really important. And I think that is great advice, because partnering with your teachers and your school community, it creates accountability for the child.
Exactly. I didn't become my mother's friend until I was adult.
Yeah.
I was a child for a while. I didn't become her friend until I was an adult.
Yeah. And real talk, my mother will be 83 this year. I don't know if I'm her friend yet, but we like each other, but I don't think
we like each other. I'm still her daughter. And at the end of the day, she still would tell me, she'll rap me if I'm not dressed appropriately. She don't think I'm dressed appropriately. So I think a lot of it is that a lot of parents think being your child's friend is what it is. And no, really, it's for you to be the parent and guide them the right way.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the gift and the charge that God gave you when he authored that life. Absolutely.
Exactly.
What interested you most? Were you always interested in hospitality, or did you go to college like many of us for something else and then hospitality happened on you?
Hospitality just happened on me. I was going to the University of Iowa and literally did 3 years. My grandmother passed, and I say that I came back because something in me, my mother, she took that very hard because my grandmother stayed with us. And so the funny thing is that, you come home and you're like, I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna go back to school. You always have this desire to go back to school. And the only thing I knew from college was a hotel gig. So I started at the front desk, and then all of a sudden I started looking into the departments that I can have structured hours, which was the sales department. And I ended up liking it. And so literally from 1996 until 2019, I was in hotels.
Okay. Yeah. I remember doing first, well, let me ask you this. Right before you came on, we talked about the valuable life experience that you have when you actually go away from your neighborhood and go to college. What's your perspective on that?
You know what? This is the challenge that I had. So I'm really close to my cousin Terry, and she went to Stillman College. And so I've always followed her. I followed her to Collins High School. And so the one thing that the decision that I made, because I was working by being in the counselor's office, I was working for Quaker Oats. What I learned is I was very uncomfortable talking to white people and people outside of my color. And so what I decided to do was, okay, let me go to a school that's not like me so I can understand how to. So basically, when I went to University of Iowa, it was not only that they gave me all the money to go, but it was also I put myself into an uncomfortable situation so that I can become comfortable. And so I think me leaving my neighborhood, going into a predominantly white college had a lot to do with the confidence that I have now, because I didn't have it back then.
Well, that takes courage. Courage because most people gravitate to comfort, right?
Yeah.
For you to make a conscious decision listen, I have to grow me, only speaks great credit to your family, to your mother, giving you that understanding. I don't know that many 17, 18-year-olds say, hey, I want to go and make myself really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But in
And
doing
it was because of, and when I was working at Quaker Oats, it was a Black woman named Cheryl Hudson and another lady named Helen Austin that really like set me down and told me about that. Like they were like, you know, Black people, you know, then they're like, nothing's wrong with the historical Black college. However, you've been to a Black grammar school, you've been to a Black high school, and they were like, you have an opportunity to go to Iowa, full ride, and you don't know, because they, you know, they had been around me and I was scared. I was getting in meetings with the CEO of the company and I would freeze up because I felt like I didn't speak with correct English, or I didn't, you know, I wasn't white enough, you know, is what I felt. And so they were like, you might want to just look at this opportunity. So, you know, them being mentors and me being able to accept it, that's kind of why I went to Iowa.
Yeah, I didn't know that part of your story, but I think it is valuable to hear, and to repeat, because we even as adults, we still kind of gravitate to what is safe and comfortable.
Yeah.
But it's in those unsafe and uncomfortable places that we actually grow. So that I'm glad you were able to say that. Now, you said you worked at the front desk. I did a stint in my little experience in the, what was that, the room service at the Chicago Hilton, the big joint, and the front desk. And you decided to go into sales. Again, not the easiest thing, because you can work at front desk and you can work in room service and you do your job, you go to the employee cafe, you eat your meal and you're going home.
Yep.
But you yet again decide to go into sales. Is not an easy space. And
it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And I just say, I thank God for favor, because I was put around some great mentors. But the thing, even though I was put around great mentors, I was open to constructive criticism. And it was hard criticism. I mean, they taught me how to drink at events. They taught me how to, my demeanor, my dress at certain things. So, and it was hard critique, but it made me stronger. But it also showed me also a lot of systemic racism that was there, that I decided to change that narrative. So like with me, I still don't know how to pronounce all the words, and I'm Juan, you know, people, they start saying that's a Juan word, right? And because what I started doing was, when I say stuff incorrectly, because sometimes people just want to embarrass you, you know, like they would try to embarrass you, and I'd be like, but you knew what I said, you knew what I meant, right? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, so why do you have to correct me? Back in then, early on, I wouldn't do that. But what I started to see is that people would do stuff just based off my color, just to kind of call me out, and I would just shoot it back to them. And so when I got that confidence and got confidence in myself, I just started doing my own thing. And that's what made me successful. Like everybody else did things by the book, and I did them outside of the book. And I think that's what helped me, you know. And I think with me, I was open to just speaking to everyone. You know how some people just think, oh, this is Dawn Milhouse, I'm gonna go speak to her. Like, I met you, didn't know who you were. Like, I just meet people. And I think because of that's the spirit that I have, most of the people that are my clients are people I never even knew had the potential to be my clients. You get what I'm saying? So I think the biggest thing I learned is that I speak to everyone. And even now, people think that I'm intimidating. I watch my conversation and who I speak to, but I'm very approachable if you're legit, very approachable.
Yeah. And you know what that speaks to? We often off air talk about spirit energy, right? Because I do remember meeting you. But I know, and I say this often, God is very intentional, right? It's methodical. If you're walking in the purpose that he wants you to walk, and he will put you in the place and align you with the people that have the same spirit energy and going in the same direction for the greater good, not for self. And so I think when we met, I had a kindredness with you, and the way you moved the room and the way you were unashamedly you. Like
Yes. And
I
you're unashamedly you.
without I'm about to say a cuss word, but I don't know if your colleagues are listening. Okay, I want them to say, "Why were you on the show with the cussing saint?" But yeah, I give
Yeah.
0 of them. Okay, like 0.00 of the other words, I give
Right.
all of those.
Right.
And I just told you God is intentional, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first part of the show, when we did the intro, Nephew Ron and Mary Q said something, and I said, wait until you hear my here's 2 things at the end. And I want to tell you that although you'll be off the interview by then, I want you to listen to here's 2 things, because the things I chose to say will blow your mind based on that answer you just gave.
Yeah.
He's so intentional.
He is.
He's so intentional.
So intentional.
Okay, so tell me then, you go from sales, you go from Iowa, from Collins High School on the west side to Iowa, to without your cousin. You find your direction, you get on that path, you start at a hotel, you leave the comfort of the everyday, I'm gonna stay here, I got me a good job, and put yourself in yet another uncomfortable space. It seems like that you do a series of that as I go through your career and the growth and evolution of your career, because in a lot of these spaces, you're the first, or for the lack of a better word, less than 5% of the women of color in those spaces. Tell me how you matriculated through your career and how you made those strategic decisions to leave Hard Rock, to go to the one where we had the foolery with the stories I can't tell. What was
right?
Yeah.
The free hand.
Yeah. We apologize if you ever find out. Yeah, I got a few pictures that I can publish. That's all I'm going to say about that. But you leave Hard Rock, you go to Freehand, then you decide, you know what, let me do this myself. I'm comfortable enough, but yet still uncomfortable enough to figure this out. Tell me how that journey happened.
Faith, like literally faith.
Okay.
And I say that because, working in the hotel, I saw that I was able to turn a hotel from 1.3 million to 20 million by developing my team, by having a great, one of the great people that I work with Pete Zudak. He was a huge mentor in teaching me sales and marketing. Like, he was the type I would never forget. Like, everybody knew me as Juan, director of entertainment. So like anything Kanye, anything that I was dealing with that. And he sat me down and said, you still need to understand the business. So he sat me down and showed me how to do a budget. He sat me down and taught me things. Instead of being the face, learn the business, because nobody can take that away from you. And that's actually how I end up going to the Freehand and really overseeing that entire hotel and turning that hotel around. And so when I decided the funny thing is, when I decided to go into real estate, it really was just me saying, you know what, I've been making all these people this money. Let me try to do my own event space. And so, my cousin Terry, me and her, basically, she's my ride or die. Like, that's really like when you see Juan and she's the and, right?
Right.
And so when we looked and saw everything with this event space, we were like, you know what? There's a food desert here on the west side.
Yeah.
And so, pretty much we decided I don't cook. Terry doesn't cook like that. So instead of, the one thing I think what I thought of is that a lot of Black people try to do things that they don't know how to do. And I'm saying Black people because that's why a lot of them fail.
Yeah.
Instead of doing something on your own, look to see who you can actually collaborate in a partnership, and just make sure the business part of it, the paperwork, and you have real lawyers involved to make sure that partnership happens. And so literally our event space went from, okay, we're going to do this event space, to say, okay, what would be a smart move to get an anchor business here to start to make the West Side more attractive, to change that narrative of that is, ghetto, unsafe. And what better way to do that than partner with the restaurant Batter and Berries? Yeah. So now and then so when Batter and Berries, they wanted the restaurant, I'm like, wait, what time do you guys close? They're like 4:00. I'm like, well, can we take over the space? Because we saw another deficit there, that there was no full service catering space that did food and beverage on the West Side. They had to go to Oak Park. So we basically will be the first establishment that will have full service event with food, and you can also we'll have a liquor license as well. So basically, from 7 a.m. to the morning to 2 a.m. in the morning, we can be able to do anything in that space for that And we're not just doing events, we're being intentional and being doing programmings by giving a platform to people in music and arts. We're working with hopefully the Frank Lloyd Wright, doing some stuff from the Oak Park people. Since we've been giving money to Oak Park people, we want them to start giving money to Chicago. So we're working with Oak Park Chamber of Commerce to start figuring out how we can bring some stuff over to the West Side.
Yeah. You know what? One thing you said that everything you said, I resonate with, but one thing specifically that you just said is a lot of Black people try to do something that they don't know anything about because it seems glamorous sometimes. It seems like there's money in there. But what we have to remember, in addition to what you said, is that everything ain't for everybody. And you have to vet things from a business perspective and from your spirit perspective, right?
Yeah.
We also have to respect each other. We have to respect that you have a knowledge and a wherewithal that I don't have. It doesn't. Just because you make it look easy does not mean it's easy.
Exactly.
And so the respect in collaboration and not leading with ego first, like, oh, that's easy, I can do that because I know people, is, I think, just speaks to the great humility that you have, which keeps your promotion by God in a cycle, because you're not trying to be them. You're trying to collaborate not for money. You're good. But for the community, does it make money? Absolutely.
Right.
But your goal ain't, let me get as much money as I can. It's let me do something I love with something for my community. And if I make some money, then that's just, that's just a blessing on top of it.
And I think one of the things that I've learned, like, and I'll be coming out with it, Terry, and I said we're gonna do some kind of live or something, is that I think I learned a lot of expensive lessons, but I think the lessons that I learned are ones that, because of my platform, I can speak out, because there's been people in the community that say they're for Black people, but in actuality, they basically was trying to get their hand laced or trying to do things that prevented Black people from getting in their own neighborhood. So it's not just because people just didn't, it looks the way it looks because nobody was interested. It's a lot. It's people that have actually taken advantage of Black people. And I was taken advantage of. And I'm going to speak about it because I think one of the things with us is we prideful. We don't tell the backstory. But with me, I'm not telling to expose people, but I'm letting people know you can't keep doing this. The day has changed where not only, like, we can't hold our own people back, and because these political people and people are afraid because they think of your platform. I have the same platform, but I use mine as positive to make sure we're bringing stuff in, not saying you got to come through me to get here.
Yeah,
and a lot of that exists.
Girl, if you look, we could pin that and have a church service and do an offering, because you've talked to my husband, and his industry is a lot like your and I industry, right? It's enough for everybody.
It's enough, and then being respectful. Like, even when people were telling me about your husband and kept telling me, I was like, well, we're gonna connect you with your husband. We're gonna connect you with Will, but I'm like, hold on, let me call Dawn first.
Boy, before we go to break, let me say this, and I'm gonna not cry. That I knew you was mad cool. I knew you was my sister friend. Right. I knew we've been tipsy together. We've been sober together. You respect my ability in marketing. I respect yours. But when I met you for real, was when I got that text. Because, and I'm going to say it, because if you could duplicate yourself and pass yourself out, spread yourself real thin, the first time, other than Melody Winston, the first time somebody that knows me very well, who has been told by 99 people, I'm gonna hook you up with Mr. Milhouse. You and Melody Winston are the only two people that say, hey, can I call your husband? Girl, I got to go to break, because I'm about to go a different direction, because Black women, please, Black women, please, understand the process. And baby, I could give your mama and daddy a heavenly hug, Jesus, because they raised a good child.
Thank you.
Blue, I still have the text. I can't delete it. And you remember my reply to you.
Yeah.
I said, how could I say no to a woman of respect and honor? How could you say no to that? Because
Right.
I want to eat too, and I want to have fun too, and I want to build a community too. But you got to do things in order. That's what the
In
church.
order. And if you said no, I wouldn't have did that meeting.
I know, and that broke me to tears that day. Me and him had the conversation. I said, Mr. Milhouse, run and meet her, run fast, because this text I've gotten one other time. It blessed my heart to tears. It really was. It was so honorable, Juan, and I'm so grateful that you know that part, because that is what people forget in the thirst to be thirsty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, they forget. Yeah, they forget.
Absolutely.
And my thing was, at the end of the day, I'm a woman first, and I do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. And so with me, I wanted your support before I ever went there. And I knew, in real talk, ever since, like, when we sat down, it was just a different meeting because he respected my approach. And we literally, like, now we're, working on some stuff together, and it's just like, and I feel good because I'm like, okay, Dawn supported, and I got
absolutely,
it's like gonna be great. And I think that's a lot of things that people have to know, like you said, protocol.
Yeah.
If you know the wife, you better come through her first. That's all I'm
Girl,
saying.
we're gonna take a break, and y'all can make a promo out of that. We can make a commercial out of that. We're gonna take a break and come back. I'm gonna give one of my best jokes and see if she understands my funny. And then we're gonna talk about the event, the festival that you do.
Yep.
That I'm hoping you'll be able to do again, and then elaborate a little bit more about Batters and Berries. I was telling the Get Fresh crew about Batters and Berries. I don't know if they've been there. I said, here's the thing with Batters and Berries, though. If you eat there, you can only eat one meal a day.
Right.
It's like 99 billion calories in one meal.
It is.
We're going to take a break. This is the Book of Dawn with the one and only. We'll be right back.
WIFTBPM. The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information, or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545. You're listening to I Said What I Said with Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard.
What are y'all takes on blended families?
Meaning white people? Or what? No, she mean like you got kids, this person got kids, y'all get together and bring the whole family together. I don't know. I have zero experience with it. I imagine it could be challenging, especially. I think the older the children are, I think the more challenging it could be. I think if it's little children or something, you can kind of explain it to them, and they may like grow up together and kind of in that same space where this is mom, this is dad type thing. But if you talk about older kids where they literally have a mom or dad, another person like that has been in their lives, or they're older, and you're like, oh no, this is your step brother, step sister. Like, no, we like 17. Like, I'll bone her.
And if this family don't work, you can just give me to the game anyway. Ain't no other, it ain't gonna matter. No woman will ever be important. I'm not being an ass. I'm serious. In my mind, the value of that kind of a commitment is family. I got that already. So now we just chilling. So you ain't gonna really know my children.
What's up, good people? You're listening to I Said What I Said with Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard live on What's in It for the Black People Media, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
We'll be going for a walk sometime.
Oh. I should have put a bonus. Took that test already? Oh, I didn't know that. Crush today is Juan T, entrepreneur, activist, connector of people. Before the break, we talked about a lot. I'm gonna actually, I always take notes because if there's this message in it every day for something that applies to today. But you saw I text you on the break because I literally, Teflon doesn't cry, and so I'm gonna put it on the hot weather down here, my allergies in case, because I see they didn't take me off camera. I was like, it's dusty up in here. So I got a joke for you, nephew, Mary. You ready? Y'all ready for this?
Yes, let's go.
Juan, what is the difference between a well-dressed man on a unicycle and a poorly dressed man on a bike?
I don't know.
Y'all hear my joke? What's the difference between a well-dressed man on a unicycle, and a poorly dressed man on a bike?
No, what?
Nephew, you got a guess?
This is a hard one.
Mary?
Something with tucks.
Patricia?
I feel like bike rides, it's just not comfortable. So something with tuck
what?
and tucks.
No, the difference between a well-dressed man on a unicycle and a poorly dressed man on a bike is a tire.
See, close.
You gotta give us another one. Do you have another one?
Okay. Well, just before I give you another one, what's the score? Say the score. Say my name. Say my name. What's the score?
It's like Ron 14.5, Mary 3, and Dawn TT 44,500.
552.9. Okay. So I do have another.
At least I mentioned something about the clothing on that one.
I have another one for you. What do you get when you cross a snowman with a vampire, since y'all in Chicago and it might snow?
A snowman with a what?
A vampire.
A vampire.
All right. What do you get when you cross a snowman with a vampire? Who y'all know that my increments are like in thousands. Y'all's are in ones. So if you let me get this one, I'm at 60.
It got to be something with Frosty the Snowman or something.
You know the game when you used to say you're warm, you're warm, you're warm, you're hot, you're hot. Mary?
I can't picture this one. I'm thinking about like a steak and ice and
a steak.
Like how
are you
kill
hungry?
A vampire? No.
Are you hungry? Oh,
it's, driving a steak, but that has nothing to do with snow. So I was thinking about an icicle. Y'all leave me alone, okay?
I'm like, Mary, are you hungry? Are we talking about batters and berries and you want a steak? Juan, any guesses?
I have no clue. No clue.
Okay, the difference. What happens when you cross a snowman with a vampire? You get frostbite.
Frostbite. Ah ha ha.
Okay.
Victory lap.
Okay.
Oh, did I get the want? Really?
I think we get that this time.
No. Score now officially is Auntie Dawn, 55,452 points.
Alvin got it.
Alvin
got it. Nice.
Okay, I'll go back to 51,000. I'm not losing all my points. Okay. Juan, you brought up an interesting point. I want to touch back on it because me and my husband have this conversation often. I don't think I've ever heard a woman quite say it. We talked about the Black people that don't want the other Black people to get a piece of the pie. Mm-hmm. And so there's this unspoken, I'll give them this much and they can do this, but I'm gonna put my homie or whoever I feel in this. And technically I'm only sharing my 8% with, I'm not, if somebody calls me and says, Dawn, can you do a festival? Of course I know how, because we had a festival company.
Right.
But because I'm not currently doing it, nor do I want to, not that I wouldn't want to be a part, I would never not say, okay, let me hook you up with the girl that I know can execute it.
Right.
That's the prime, or the main part of that puzzle. Something is wrong with the people in our community that want to we can't do it all. Something is wrong with the ones that only want to call you when it's money to bring to the table, and not the whole gamut of it, of what your experience can bring. And I'm just want to tell you that I'm so proud that you said that out loud, because we rarely hear that from Black women. We hear it all the time from Black men.
Right. No,
those of us, we got to do better.
We got to do better. We got and call it out. Like, people, I was in one meeting and they kept saying, well, you know who, and I'm like, no, say his name. And they were recording. I said, if we keep not saying stuff out loud, then that we allow that person to still operate in that behavior.
Yeah.
I said, and not call it out. I said, that's not gossiping. That's just true facts. And long as you are not making it personal and you give true facts behind it, then people will respect that. But when we still operate, because this is what I look at, a lot of white people have generational wealth that they're building and they're investing. We're taking our hard-earned life savings, taking money out of 401, like we're literally gambling with our lives, like our livelihoods, to invest in our neighborhoods and invest and do right things. And it's just sad that a person with self-gratification wants to take that away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I just wanted to touch back on that, because I know Mr. Milhouse is somewhere screaming, go on.
It is. It's a real thing.
So tell me about the festival that you launched. What would it be, even if you counted the pandemic year? Would this be the 5th year?
It would have been the 5th year. It would have been the 5th year if we would have did Man Be on the Beach. It would have been the 5th year. Like I said, even the festival life, we never did festivals, and literally Common wanted a festival. We produced iFest. And then the people that helped me with iFest was like, they love what we did. And like, hey, can we start to partner on some stuff? And then this is what I want people to know, is that I started to understand that my intellectual properties was just as valuable as money. So when you have that, when my partners wanted to move the festival on the north side, I was like, no, we need to bring stuff on the south side to change the narrative that people think the west and the south side is unsafe to do stuff. So literally, Man Be on the Beach was moved from the north side. Instead of being on the north side, we put it on the south side. And we did things like, they wanted the police to be armed up, looking like it's unsafe. And I got with Pastor Chris Harris and hired the safe passage people, because what I've learned is that if you have the community to police their own community, when Pookie trying to do something bad, he gonna see Auntie standing there and she gonna take your foot home.
Exactly.
So, you just change the narrative. And literally with the festival that we did with Man Be on the Beach, and then we took another festival called Spring Awakenings with 30,000 white people and put it by the ABLA CHA apartments. That was one of the, they were shooting every weekend.
Yep.
And, my partners were scared about that. But now that weekend went to one of the lowest crime weekends. And what I allowed is that everybody can be out there selling they liquor snowballs, they loose squares, they bottled water. And then those people bought it. But then I also hired the people in the community to go clean it up. So I didn't bring an outside company to clean it up. I hired them and taught them how to clean up and stuff like that. So I think one of the things when you're doing these festivals, if you're moving into the neighborhoods, don't just give them tickets, give them opportunities, and not just jobs, but give them contracts.
Yeah. What's the old saying? You can give a man a fish so he can eat, or you can teach him how to fish.
Exactly.
And it sounds like that's what your guiding principle is. Teaching them how to fish, because we have to change the narrative, because
we do have to change
we are responsible for that.
Exactly. And we have to say it. And I'll never forget sitting at Man Be on the Beach and hearing white people say, oh, we did not know it was this beautiful view from 39. Like they had never been there, but I knew I needed a white company to really be the face of it, to bring them that way, because at the end of the day, everyone trusts brands. So if they trust React to bring them to the South Side to help businesses in the South Side. We had vendor fairs. That's why you see now Harold's Chicken. You see all these places doing festivals, is because we had vendor fairs and we taught them how to vend at festivals.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Which also was difficult being. I mean, well, the kids now won't really know the taste like we grew up.
Right.
Taste.
Right.
I hate it for them too because it was a good time.
It was a good time.
But I am glad that the non-traditional vendors like Harold's and all the small. I hate the word mom and pop, but I don't know a better word to use right now. The smaller Black businesses have an opportunity to showcase themselves at such an esteemed festival.
Yeah, they can make, and we teach them to go in levels, like, and we will give them opportunity, and we discount the fees. Because if you're from that neighborhood, we're gonna so instead of charging you $3,000, we're gonna charge you $1,000, but you're gonna make an average of $30,000 to $50,000 in one weekend.
Yeah.
Those are ridiculous numbers with a reduced menu and a higher cost.
Absolutely, and a knowledge base that definitely you make money in the festival. But the biggest lesson is how to take what you learned and go apply that to your brick and mortar or your food truck, and then that's the long game. Right, because you're gonna catch this lottery lick for this week.
Right.
But if you take those principles and learn how to then really do food costs, because in restaurants, there's a cost to every plate.
There's a cost to every plate,
and it doesn't all include food and cooks.
Right.
So them getting that knowledge base and then taking that back and applying it to their actual business, then they can stand to the next festival and the next festival, and that's where the legacy begins, and that at the end will change the culture.
Exactly. And it's crazy. Like even now, like I always say, like I tell people, COVID stopped my paycheck but increased my passion. And one of the things I do, I try to stay away from looking at too much news and too much like Facebook as it pertains to, especially with the mayor Lori Lightfoot. I always tell people, look at what I've been around with daily. I've done stuff with Rom. I will say, as far as with Black people, Lori Lightfoot is doing some amazing things. Like even with the brick and mortar, like these $250,000 grants, there are real things. And like what people don't understand, when the $250,000 were coming out for Rom's time, you had to be a small business that had $250,000. So on TV, they'll be like, oh, it's 100 people that got the $250,000, but only 2 of the projects get done. Lori Lightfoot, she changed it where there's levels to it. She also put contractors to advise you. They also are helping with legitimate architects, because in my case, I had a bad architect and a bad GC going out because it was like I was throwing against the ball. And I'm like, people need to understand, like, stop saying, oh, she got to get out of office. Sometimes you got to look at, this is a mayor, and it's not a publicity thing for her, but what would you do if you, for the first time, you get your first year at a job, you get civil unrest, rioting, unemployment, and you're a rookie? I look at the good that she's doing, and I can tell anybody, you better go on BACP, which is for small businesses. You better go and see what she's doing with this Invest Southwest, because literally there has been no mayor that has set it up for us to invest in our own communities with money before other people come and take it over, like they've taken over the West Loop, like they've taken over the South Loop and things of that sort. So I say, with taking whatever brick and mortar you was trying to do, this administration, I don't know if it's going to last the next administration. So I'm like, take the opportunities, because right now there's a lot of good things that's going on for Black people.
And let me just say this, because I had this conversation with the Get Fresh crew yesterday. First of all, I'm an advocate for truth, right? And so I don't care where that truth comes from. I think that you can't argue with facts, right? And so if the numbers substantiate a greater opportunity for growing, beginning, pre-existing Black businesses, particularly in the hospitality and food industry, I mean, numbers don't lie, people do.
Exactly.
And so you don't have to like everything, because some people I like, some people I love. I honestly can't stand some of the shit they do. So so you have to understand that from both sides of the fence, right?
Right.
We talked yesterday though, so off subject. We gotta we gotta figure out how to take our frustration and apply it to the solution, because we can't waddle in that space of why. Somebody has the answer, and it's one of us,
Right?
but it goes back to your point earlier. If we have to stick together to get to the damn answer.
We do. We have to stick together. We have to stick together and do a united front. And the thing is just help out people, like and like, even for instance, that restaurant Soleil that's doing amazing. She was about to go to Wicker Park, and we had a conversation, and now she's moving to North Lawndale. I'm like, we need business like you to go into our neighborhoods. But what I didn't just say go over there. I was able to put her in a Northwestern program because she needed some more business knowledge. So I was able to put her in that. I was able to help her get the $250,000 grant to renovate it. Now she's getting another grant to most likely get it for her operations costs as far as her equipment. So I think with us, if we have the resources, be able to say, hey, look, you don't need to go over there. We need you over here. You know what I'm saying? And then not just say we need you over here, but help them get over there. And put them in the right people's hand, and not just saying throw them out there, you know,
for whatever kickback you get in it, or what, you know.
Exactly.
We have.
She was like, how much do I owe you? I said nothing. Just pay it forward to the next person. Because you're going to help change our neighborhood.
Absolutely,
you know?
Absolutely. Juan, what's up next for you? Is there? I mean, I know that we are slowly coming out of our state of being lockdown. What's anything new other than Batters and Berries that you're working on?
Yeah, so I mean, you know, I was a part of the task force to create the mitigations to do events safely, and everybody knows me. I go around with my COVID pack. But you know, as things come open, and everybody don't understand why the mayor is doing this slowly. She's doing this slowly because once you pop that open, we can't go back. Like nobody's gonna go back.
It's like losing your virginity and thinking you can start over.
Exactly. So you know, outdoor festivals and everything are gonna come back. And I would tell people it may seem unfair when they say, okay, for vaccinated people only, but you have to understand, as a producer, you want the safety of everyone. And it's not being like you're discriminated. It's like, no, I want to be safe. I want to be comfortable. And, you know, there's conversations. There are some festivals that I'm involved that are coming back. We're looking at late fall and stuff like that. And, you know, being the co-chair for the Year Chicago Music, we want to make sure music is a way to bring back Chicago. So I'm getting heavily involved with music, the creative arts, and things of that sort. But no, we're definitely... I'm even doing a prom, so we're doing them safely, you know, and just making sure that the biggest key is safety, and people respect everyone's COVID space. If you're still not ready to come out, that's okay, but you can't knock somebody that is ready to come out. I would tell anybody, because of the safety measures, I've been out in these streets since May 8th, 2020, and I, you know, grace of God, I haven't caught COVID, but that's because I listened to our friend Heather. And I made sure I protected myself and did the right things. So you can do events and everything safely. Yeah. And that's what I need people to understand. I did an event over the summer last year in the fall for 150 people. And because of the steps we put in place, nobody caught COVID. Yeah. So it's you can do them safely, and outdoors is even safer. So that's why I'm excited about it. But if you don't want to come out, it's okay. There's plenty of people that do.
Yeah. And I will just add to this before I ask you these Chicago questions. I will add to this as a longtime event producer. What people don't realize is that you, as the producer of that event, take the sole liability of anything that happens, from a slip, trip, a chipped tooth, a bird falling out of a tree on your head. You personally, and your business and everything that you and your family have worked for, take a personal liability, and you have the absolute right to do whatever makes you feel safe, so that you can sleep at night. Because it's that's and if like you said, if they don't want to come or don't get it, you know. In my mother's French, when I thought my mother was like super French when she was like 5, she used to say, well, if they don't like it, Chevrolet coupe. And when I was 17 and I was taking French, I learned that wasn't a French word.
French word.
It's a car.
Right.
I I said all this time, this old lady been telling me Chevrolet Coupe. I thought we was French. She talking about a Chevy Coupe, Jesus. But I'm going to have you back in studio when I'm back in town.
Yes, for sure.
But I have to ask you these questions before nephew Ron.
I hope I know the answers.
I know you do. You already sort of alluded to them. Do you put salt and pepper or sugar on your grits?
Salt and pepper.
Will you put salt and pepper and the grits at Batters and Berries or just sugar and cheese?
I won't put anything in there because Jesus touched them grits. Them grits.
Them
Jesus,
ain't.
You don't have to put nothing on them grits. Jesus
Look,
touched them.
them ain't Kunta Kinte's grits. Okay.
Right.
The other grits. Okay.
Right.
So do you wear sneakers or gym shoes?
Gym shoes.
Ketchup or mustard on your hot dog?
Mustard.
Do you drink soda or pop?
Pop.
Harold's Chicken or Uncle Remus?
Ooh, you know I'm a West Side South Sider, so it just depends on the day.
So you drinking Harold Remus? You eating
Right.
Harold Remus? And you know, Charmaine is our girl. It's hard not to.
Some days from Grubhub and DoorDash, I will get the chicken from Harold's and get the fish from Uncle Remus delivered at the same time.
in real life.
Right.
Do you drive on the freeway or the expressway?
Expressway.
You go to Jewel's or Jewel?
Jewel.
Do you shop at Aldi's or Aldi?
Aldi's. With the S, Aldi's.
You corrected yourself.
Yeah, I had to correct myself. I'm like,
wait a minute. There's no such thing. You go to the movies or the show?
Show.
Did you go to kindergarten or kindergarten?
That's a good one. Let me just act like I went to kindergarten. Kindergarten. I had to say it like I would normally say it. Kindergarten.
Yeah, you say kindergarten. I know.
Kindergarten.
I know.
Kindergarten.
That's that West Side in you. Okay. Do you eat gyros or gyros?
Gyros.
Oh Lord. How many pennies make a dime?
How many pennies make a dime? 10.
Yeah. Right. You said how many? You so Chicago. This test is called So Shy. This determines if you so Chicago. You literally just added another level to the question. You said how many pennies make a dime? A dime 10. And the question was how many pennies make a dime, and it's 10. But I'm not mad because you so Chicago, and that's why I love you. But you know, we have a whole different language, right?
Whole different language.
Get in the car. I'm like, what's that? You sound like a chicken or something. You mean the car with the R on the end? And you know, like 7 of my songs because you see me in my complete foolery, sober and tipsy. What's your song? What's the song that makes you do what I do when MC Light when a fire come on?
Mary J. Blige, Just Fine.
Oh, wait. Why did you get so serious with your face?
Because that is my theme song. That is my theme.
Wait, you thought about that. You processed that. Why you did like that?
That's my song. Yes. Anybody know me when that song come on? I told them, I said, I sing it at every karaoke. I sing it if I'm in the club, it come on. I'm a whole different person. I even said, like, when it's time for God to take me, when it's time they taking them out, I don't want no slow song. I want them taking me out on that song right there. Yeah. I'm just fine.
Yeah. Right. Amen. Amen. No better way to finish it. Juan, where can they follow you on Instagram?
Juan B. Teague, my name, Juan B. Teague. On Instagram. Facebook, I don't have no room for no more friends, but Instagram for sure.
True. Because we've eclipsed the friend thing. We should be like the public figure pages.
Exactly.
I'm sure I could have had a blue thing. I need a blue thing on mine, G. I'm 100% an OG. I take issue with who decides because there's some celebrities that's 11 years old that ain't earned nothing. If you don't exactly. We need to come up with a black thing. We need to create a company, a black verified.
Yeah.
We should do. Yeah. And then if they don't have ours and they really not.
You're not from the culture.
Right. Look, you're not legit. That's black.
Right. Legit.
Then my brain never stops working. Thank you so much, Juan, for
Thanks,
thank
Dawn.
you for giving me your time this morning. Thank you for sewing into the lives of a future restaurateur. And notice, nephew Ron and Mary, I didn't say restaurant tour because that's not the word. People keep putting the N before the T at the end. Come on, Chicago.
Just do like us and say restaurant owner. That's what we
did say. Right. But no, I appreciate you, and I appreciate the work you do for our community, and I'm looking forward to your restaurant and your work with Mr. Milhouse and Nikki Hayes and our squad of sisters. And I'm gonna have my birthday invitations ready for next week.
Yes.
You know, it's about to go down in real life. I'm gonna be 20 again. I'm gonna be a frantic, proud 55-year-old. Somebody said, "How old are you?" I said, "I'm the old speed limit," because the speed limit now is 70, and this ain't that.
Speed limit.
It used to be. Thank you.
It used to be 55.
It used to be. I'm the old speed, right? Not old, the old speed limit. But I love you and I appreciate you. You are definitely somebody that I wanted to share the world with. For those that don't know her, Juan Teague is Who's That Girl? My Woman Crush Wednesday. I love you, sister. I appreciate you. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back with the Book of Dawn.
Bye.
WIITVPN. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the green side of things. It's your man, Sadiq.
And Cassiopeia.
Motivated by the days, the sandwiches of spam. Grilled cheese won't stop me from grilling those who are stealing the peace and safety of the community because they releasing death and destruction on the community. A community where the people look like me and them. A place where mama and them stay. Not too far from where their children stay. You right. I want a peaceful neighborhood, and I'm not moving to the suburbs to have a peaceful neighborhood. Do we really have to take this, acting like we don't recognize this, still cooperate with this? You know what? The hell with this. Ram me behind a mic that's shaped like a middle finger. Pointing straight up with my middle finger to any poor politician, dealer, deaf, crooked cop, or lazy parent. It's apparent to create change, you have to have a work ethic that make it seem like you lost your brain, standing out like the Willis Tower. It's a brother that represents dedication, discipline, and dream reaching, accompanied by a voice called power. Who rhyming harder than a rebel with the pen? Representing the city of Point Guards is an extra large MC who rhymes always on point, always rhyming with a point behind the flow. One of my students said the rhyme so hard we should stop calling it flow. Let me tell you something else before I go. I was born to stand tall. I was born in Chicago.
That is Brother William Morris. Appreciate you, brother. Much love. Chicago, homegrown. Every Tuesday and Thursday from 1
to 3 p.m. on
What's in It for the Black People Media.
Sissy's Taco Bar Pop-Up is back with more hours and more days. Check them out at their new pop-up location at the Woodlawn, located 1200 East 79th Street. Sissy's Taco Bar offers authentic street tacos infused with international soul. Now every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Woodlawn from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. New vegan tacos have been added to the menu too. Visit sissytacobar.com for more info.
Come on. Your love is so good. Your love is so good. Feels just like it should. Feels like it should. Your love is so good. 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 So good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your love is so good. So good. So good. Feels just like it should. Feels like it should. Your love is so good. 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 So good. 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 So good. Your love so good to me. Your love so good to me. Your love so good to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. So good. Your love so good to me. Your love so good to me. Your love so good to me.
Oh, good. Welcome back. You are tuned in to the Book of Dawn, broadcasting live from Roll Tide, Alabama, and the What's in It for the Black People Media Studios. So I got in the break. I got a text from Robert Patrice. It reads, look, I have permission to look down, right? Yeah, okay, because I have to read it from my text, right, Mary? I can look down, right?
Sure you can.
Okay, I got a text. It says, "Good morning, Auntie Dawn. Salt on grits is biblical." It says, this from Robin Patricia, okay? In Leviticus, it says,
not the scripture.
yeah, it's in Leviticus 2, verse 13. It says, "Season all your grain offerings with salt. Do not leave the salt of the covenant of your God out of your grain offerings. Add salt to all your offerings." So, you sugar on grit people. I ain't gonna say you going to hell. I'm just gonna say what the hell. Okay, that's all I got to say. Black History fact for today: Mariah Russell is a Ohio-born chef who literally became the first Black Black female chef to work at a Michelin-starred restaurant. She went to Le Cordon Bleu right here in Chicago. She started scrambling eggs at a small restaurant and became the first Black female to work chef to work at a Michelin-starred restaurant. If y'all don't know what a Michelin-starred restaurant is, it's like the since I'm in Alabama, I'll say it's like the Roll Tide of restaurants. Does that make sense? Did I lose them?
It makes perfect sense. It makes
Come here,
perfect
y'all.
sense.
Come here and jump on this camera. Come on. Come on. Yeah, this is bonus, baby. I got Jay gave me like 40 bonus kids. This is Olivia. Say hi, Olivia.
Hi.
Y'all.
Hi, Olivia.
Come on,
Hey,
P.
all right.
Come on, P. You next. This is New York. It's Brooklyn in the house.
What up, Brooklyn?
Say hi, P. All graduates, okay? Go.
Congratulations.
Come on, Birdie. There's Jay, y'all.
Hey, Jay.
Jay, stay there. So y'all take a picture. I say,
Hello,
get in,
hello.
squeeze in tight, y'all. Come close to me. Y'all be close. They've been making me drink all week. Look, tomorrow we'll try to get some of. I don't know if the football boys can fit in. It might not be enough space for them. Yeah. Yeah. Can you see champion? You see that? Oh, I got to show y'all the picture of my rings. I had on the rings yesterday, y'all. I had on the.
Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
What else? Tomorrow. Did we put comedian Mark? Is it? Wait. What's his name? Hold on. Mark. What's the name of our guest tomorrow, y'all? I forgot. I drew a blank.
The name of our guest.
I'm gonna find it. He is comedian Mark Gregg. And he will, is it Mark Gregg or Gregory? I thought it was Gregory. Maybe I have it printed wrong. But anyway, you guys want to tune in because between him and Frazier, I don't know what is going to happen for the culture. What I thought was really cool that we found out is that we listened to a comedy show that we were in tears and he did not say one curse word. Maybe he could help me with my problems, right? Y'all think I'm redeemable with the curse words?
Absolutely.
Okay, amen.
And it is going to be a wild show tomorrow because I don't even know if I was able, I thought I was going to pass out, seriously.
Yeah, I'm sure you missed some stuff because I'm sure I did because it was impossible to sit in that show without pee-pee dribbles. I guess you had to be there.
But we all are going to be in the building tomorrow. We miss you guys. The Book of Dawn miss every last one of you. So be sure to hang out tomorrow.
And tomorrow night, you guys will be going to see one of our own, Sandy Red, right? Y'all going to the video premiere?
You can check out Sandy Red at, I want to say Sip and Savor because they're in partnership. with
Yeah,
Red Star. There it
Yeah.
is, Red Star.
Red Star Sip and Savor. Trez, we had
And
Trez on
Matson.
the show.
And Mattison.
Mattison. Nephew, what you got for me?
As far as what?
Anything?
I'm sorry, my head was down.
Oh, Mary, does he get a traffic stop?
Yep. yep.
How come I can't see y'all's faces though?
Here we go.
Okay. Y'all like leaving me out here by myself.
No, I'm
I'm
trying
panty
to
girl
find
now.
this. I'm trying to find this quote from the guest we just had from Wine, and I'm looking back through the.
Oh,
video.
okay, yeah, because she said some mouthfuls, didn't she?
It was about the intellectual part, the
The intellectual property. She's talking about she's talking, which there's a value to it. You know, Mr. Milhouse has to tell me that like every day. Shut your mouth, because it's your intellectual property that people will bleed you dry for, and then take your intellectual property and go make a buck.
Yeah, she was saying something like intellectual property is more valuable than financial value or something.
Yeah.
It's the idea that manifests into something, but without the intellectual idea, then you can't tell everybody everything. Yeah, that's a word.
But it's gonna bug me if I don't get the exact quote, so I'm going back through.
She said that right after after the joke.
Was it?
It was right before the joke or right after, literally within 5 minutes before the joke break or 5 minutes after.
All right, I'm on it right now though.
Yeah, good. And then send it to me when you get it so I can make a meme for her. You know, I like making memes for y'all. And memes that nobody can actually cut, copy, and paste and put out like they wrote them. You know?
Yeah, they say there's something out there that talks about how people are thinking the same idea around the world at the same time in a matter of time. I don't know what it is specifically, but it's basically like there's nothing new on the sun. Thoughts come. Everybody has the same thought. It's about who's taking the action, really.
Yeah, that's because there are
similar thoughts.
I guess my question would be: are there new ideas? To your point, are there any new ideas?
Always new ideas, I think.
There are versions. There are newer versions, but one idea is always it comes from another idea. So it's a fusion of everything. It's a fusion of everything.
I know in marketing and public relations and event planning, there are a few new things. You can put your original spin on them for sure, but it's all been done before. We might not have it.
In marketing, the goal is to try to find an untapped market.
Yes.
So people are looking for something that no one has hopped on to yet.
Yeah. How to fill a void.
Or maybe have thought about but haven't acted on it.
Absolutely. You look
or to know your market so well.
Well,
you know how to introduce maybe even older things to cater to your specific market. Your market might like pink as opposed to blue.
At the heart of marketing is filling human voids, right? So you find the void in a space and you connect to the humanity of that person. You know, the light, not the, you have to speak to their lifestyle, to their upbringing, and you bring something that is similar and a little bit familiar to them, and you introduce them to a new level of it. That would be my take.
I love it.
You find it. Are y'all going to 47th Street in the basement and get you some Get Fresh Crew t-shirts for next week?
For next week? What's next week? Oh, okay. Yeah. I almost
Should I?
The hardest.
Yeah.
It's 10 days, so it's not next week, it's the week after next.
No, it's a week from Saturday, yo. My birthday's a week from Friday.
2 weeks.
That is not 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks last Saturday. That is not 2 weeks. Look at your calendar, bro. I know my birthday. My birth, DIRF day.
Okay, 1.5.
You just can't be wrong. You just can't be wrong. It is not a weekend. It's 10 days, right? Is it 10 days?
How long is 10 days?
Everybody's
I
right.
don't
You
know.
guys.
How
Everybody's
long is
right. It's okay.
It's no,
Technically,
okay.
no,
It's a week and a half.
nephew. Mary Q, Auntie Candace gonna get you if you say everything's okay. She's gonna be like, choose a side, Mary.
My goodness.
It would be, look, nephew is 10 and a half would be, I mean, it's 14 days, so 7. So that what that 7th day? So is it really a week and a half? Let's go one step further. I was born at 4:35 a.m. So you might be right. It might be right at the half mark. Because I was born at 4:35 a.m., which technically means at 4:35 today.
I wonder if my pops knows my time.
It's on your
I don't
birth
think-
certificate, baby. You know it.
Nah, I don't think it's on mine.
It is. It's on Ryan's.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go. Where was she born?
It's
at?
on Jay's.
What hospital was she born in?
Oh, Jesus. She was born at Mercy Hospital.
They probably
No.
do it over there. They don't do it.
Jay was born at Northwestern. I was born at Cook County. It's on mine.
Man,
I was born in a ward. My mama didn't have a room. It was Ward 50 and 51, or 51 and 52. It was a whole lot of us in one space. What hospital were you born in? Not Holy Cross. St. Bernard.
The county.
Oh, I'm a county baby. You Gucci.
I was born in the old building.
Me and you think you was born in an old building and I wasn't?
Of course you was. It was the older building, did. Ha ha.
Oh,
Todd Stroger, come get your nephew.
It is born in
Stroger Hospital. I was born in Cook County.
And now, what is it now? What is they call it? It's still
I think
Stroger, right?
Yeah, you had to be born. It was probably already Stroger at the point.
Nah, it was county when I was born. It was county.
Mary, what hospital you were born in?
Ingalls.
Oh, in Markham.
Harvey, I think.
Harvey, yeah.
Yeah.
I get those confused. I used to go, my doctor used to be at that hospital. She's the dopest doctor in the whole world. Shouts out Barry Parks Ballard. I know she gets tired of me calling her in the middle of the night. Baby J told me to talk about, did you tell me to talk about the draft, or were we going to the draft? She told me today, tomorrow, and tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. That would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I will talk about the draft, because how many draft picks do we have? A lot. That was Baby J's answer. How many in the first? Tomorrow's the first round. First 3 rounds. First. Okay. Tomorrow, Jay is gonna pop in, and Friday. Freestyle Friday. I'm gonna put Jay. She said, "No, you heard her in the background." Freestyle Friday. I'm gonna put Jay on the show. She's gonna have to talk about the draft. Okay. Okay, Jay? No? Loud no. Loud hard no. I can't even do anything because she's actually grown. I can't even say you have to. My face. Listen, let me tell y'all 2 things because I won't be leaving. Today is Wednesday. The bigs are next. I'm gonna have the bigs call Jay. Maybe she'll do it for them. Sometimes they do it for other people and won't do it for their own mom. Here's 2 things. Once you hear me good, remember I told y'all it was 2 points in that conversation. I said you'll hear it in the 2 things, and that's when you remember how intentional God is. First of all, let me say thank you for listening to us. We appreciate you. Here's 2 things. Once you've accepted your flaws, no one can use them against you. How about that part? Once you accept your flaws, nobody can use them against you. And the other thing I want to tell you is just because it didn't last forever doesn't mean it wasn't worth your while. Everything has an expiration date, y'all. Just ride the wave and know that God is really intentional. Thank you for spending time with me. Remember to lead with love, not just me, the Get Fresh crew. Mary Q and Nephew Ron. Remember to lead with love. Use your voice to be a positive impact. Have a wonderful day. Tune in tomorrow for the next page in the Book of Dawn with cousin Jeremiah and comedian Mark Gregg. Peace. And from Alabama, Roll,
Roll Tide, roll.
Come on, hold on.
What?
Rewind.
Rewind. Come in, you gotta say Roll Tide.
This is the
You got what
remix.
words on?
Putting them on.
Okay,
This is
hurry
the
up.
remix.
They can't see you. It's belly up. She said,
Belly
Roll Tide.
up.
Hurry, baby, baby. Okay, real loud.
All right.
On 3. Peace and Roll Tide, roll.
Yay.
WIFTBPM.